Hello and welcome to YNWA Transfer News, your ultimate source for all Liverpool FC transfer news. Our first news is this. Liverpool news and transfers. Live. Marc Guehi boost. Ibrahima Konate injury. Isak blow. Arne Slot will be hoping the remainder of his players make it through the remainder of the international break unscathed, with the Liverpool boss already having been dealt a fresh concern ahead of next week's return against Manchester United. Having revealed Ibrahima Konate was carrying a thigh problem against Chelsea last weekend, Slot now has to manage the defender carefully after he returned from international duty with France early. Konate didn't feature at all against Azerbaijan on Friday, having trained away from the rest of his teammates during the week. And Didier Deschamps has decided against taking him to Iceland for tomorrow's game, raising concerns about his fitness. It hasn't been a great international break for a lot of Liverpool's players so far, with Alexander Isak's Sweden looking set to miss out on a place at next year's World Cup after a defeat to Switzerland, while Connor Bradley will be suspended for Northern Ireland's crucial qualifier against Germany tomorrow. Marc Guehi boost. Liverpool may have been handed a boost in its hopes of signing Marc Guehi, with Football Insider claiming Crystal Palace may have found a replacement for the England international. It's reported that the Eagles have set their sights on West Ham defender Max Kilman ahead of the January window. The 28-year-old is under contract until 2031, though, which could make things trickier. Nevertheless, Palace is said to be exploring the market for alternatives to Guehi should he leave in January. Liverpool boss Arne Slot has hinted his side won't be looking to do business in the new year, although interest from the likes of Bayern Munich and Real Madrid could force a change in approach. Konate sent home early. Ibrahima Konate has been sent home early by France, with the defender still struggling with the thigh injury he picked up against Chelsea. Konate missed Friday's game against Azerbaijan, with Didier Deschamps deciding against taking him to Iceland for France's next World Cup qualifier tomorrow. The 26-year-old had been training away from the rest of his teammates during the week, with concerns now for Arne Slot ahead of next week's game against Manchester United. Latest news and transfer rumors. Hello, Liverpool fans, and welcome to our live updates as we bring you all the latest news and transfer rumors live. We're about halfway through the international break now, with just a week to go now until the Reds return to action against Manchester United, and Arne Slot will be hoping no more of his players are handed any injury problems before reporting back to Merseyside, with one player already raising more concerns. Georgi Mamardashvili turns villain to hero on mixed night for Liverpool star versus Spain. Liverpool goalkeeper Georgi Mamardashvili swiftly transformed from villain to hero despite conceding a spot kick in Georgia's 2-0 loss to Spain on Saturday night. The 25-year-old featured for his country this week as they attempt to secure qualification for next summer's World Cup. Georgia currently occupies third place in Group E with 3 points and is scheduled to face Turkey in its next fixture. Moments after Yeremy Pino broke the deadlock for the hosts, Mamardashvili brought down Ferran Torres inside the penalty area. However, he immediately made amends with a spectacular stop to thwart the Barcelona forward from 12 yards. The keeper then ensured he celebrated directly in front of Torres in an animated fashion. Georgia's assistant manager David Webb had previously praised the shot stopper's attributes, and the player demonstrated exactly those qualities against Spain. For us in Georgia, he's a fantastic goalkeeper, he said. He's what I would call a big game goalkeeper, so especially in the Euros and games leading up to that and after that, he stepped up in the big moments, produced big saves, and he's vital for our team. He's got an outstanding character as well. His work ethic is phenomenal, and I think that's a testament to where he is now and where he potentially could be in the future. Despite Mamardashvili's heroics in denying Torres from the penalty spot, Georgia ultimately succumbed to defeat at the Estadio Manuel Martinez Valero in Elche. Georgia has never reached the World Cup finals since joining FIFA in 1992. How Milos Kerkez is performing for Hungary after tough start to Liverpool career. Milos Kerkez has not been at his best since joining Liverpool from Bournemouth this season. After lighting up the left-hand side of the South Coast side, it was expected that once he joined the Reds for $40 million in the summer transfer window, he would bring those special qualities to Merseyside. Instead, he has found it difficult to adjust to a new setup in Arne Slot's side, with Kerkez playing a much more defensive role than he was used to in his more free-flowing attacking role at Bournemouth. However, the 21-year-old still has time to become embedded in this new way of playing, like many of the summer signings who are still adjusting to a whole new squad. As it is the international break, the Hungarian has joined up with his national side, alongside Liverpool teammate Dominik Szoboszlai, for their 2 World Cup qualifiers. Milos Kerkez disappoints the Hungarian fans after his Armenia performance. The break is always a chance for players, like Kerkez, to return to a team in which they are comfortable, know their position, and can maybe instill some confidence before returning to Premier League action. It has worked out well for some of Liverpool's stars, including Mohamed Salah and Connor Bradley, with many hoping for the same kind of confidence-building performances from the young left-back. However, when examining the reaction from national media, it appears to have been far from that. According to Nemzeti Sport, the Hungarian outlet only rated the player a 6 in their usual ratings, as they pointed out that his performance left a lot to be desired for fans in the Puskás Arena. Despite a 2-0 victory, the outlet pointed out that the player is missing something, citing his prior performances for Bournemouth as almost non-existent since joining Slot's side. They wrote, "A good push was followed by a bad pass. In the 18th minute, he made a great save in front of the Hungarian goal. In the 30th minute, he dribbled badly instead of passing, causing great disappointment to the spectators. When he started, he often chose the safe solution and passed back, avoiding the risk. The spectators felt many times. The energetic play he saw in the Premier League is missing here. But it seems he would not find his place in Liverpool either. He was more active after the break, fighting for corners. It is a shame to hear that, but considering what the media have said, it does read exactly like a performance from the young star this season. Dominik Szoboszlai's Armenia performance was not his best, despite Man of the Match award. According to the national media, while he may still be struggling for his form, a man in form for the squad in Dominik Szoboszlai was not exactly at his best. This season, the midfielder has found himself to be very useful in positions across the field, and in the Armenia game, he found himself on the left wing. He did receive the Man of the Match award, but the 24-year-old did not have a glowing write-up, as he received the same rating as his Liverpool teammate, but with less harsh criticisms. They wrote, "After his first corner, the ball went to Balazs Toth, but his attack created a situation. Then he was stopped for a yellow card. In the middle of the half, he made longer attempts, but these were not accurate. In the 38th minute, he came alone in front of the goal. He aimed for the short corner with his left, but he hit the ball badly. At his level, it was a huge shot. He should have scored a goal from this. He started the second half with a shot. Willy Orban could have headed a goal after his free kick. He saved after one of the Armenian corners. Maybe not what fans want to hear from both their stars on international duty. For Szoboszlai, this seems more like a blip, whereas Kerkez seems to be struggling generally with his form this season. Danny Murphy says, he's figured out why Florian Wirtz isn't playing well for Liverpool at the moment. It's no secret that Florian Wirtz hasn't been the best player among Liverpool's ranks this season, although the midfielder is creating an impressive amount of chances each game. The fact that he has only had 1 goal contribution so far is a cause for concern. Arne Slot has tried to use him as a number 10 and on the wing, but no matter what he does, he doesn't seem to be able to get his goal contributions up. The same happened against Luxembourg on Friday evening, when the former Bayer Leverkusen man managed to hit the post, create 1 big chance, and make 3 key passes throughout the game. However, despite all of this, he still didn't get a goal or assist, which makes it feel like he's the unluckiest player in the world at the moment. Danny Murphy thinks Florian Wirtz still needs to get used to the physicality of the Premier League most fans. Pundits and journalists have been slamming the performances that Wirtz has put in over the last few weeks, and While some have said that they believe the young German will eventually come good, some people don't understand why he cost Liverpool so much to bring to Anfield in the first place. Now, while speaking on TalkSport, Danny Murphy has shared his thoughts on why things haven't gone Wirtz's way just yet. "I think it's just a physical thing with him," he said. "I think once he gets used to how hard it is and how tough it is to play every game in the Premier League compared to the Bundesliga, where he'll have only got 8 to 10 games of that intensity maybe a season. So I think he'll be fine, got no worries about Wirtz." Florian Wirtz needs to get his first goal out of the way so that he'll be able to play without stress at the moment. It's clear that Wirtz just wants to get himself another goal or assist. The midfielder could end up costing Liverpool $116 million if all of the add-ons from the deal are met. And if he doesn't manage to start contributing to goals soon, questions will start to be asked. When playing for Germany, he seems much more free and fluid, but since he's only just arrived at Anfield, it's likely to take time for him to get used to how Slot lines his team up. However, once he manages to get his next goal or assist out of the way, it feels like everything will start falling into place, or that is, at least what Liverpool fans will be hoping for anyway. Arne Slot's troubles grow as midfielder added to injury list. Liverpool have suffered a spot of injury trouble since the start of the season. The likes of Jeremy Frimpong, Alexis Mac Allister, and Curtis Jones have missed games here and there owing to various knocks, but there are two big injuries overshadowing the squad situation right now. Alisson Becker, 33, is expected to be out until after the November international window owing to a hamstring injury suffered against Galatasaray in the Champions League. And Giovanni Leone, 18, was injured on debut against Southampton in the EFL Cup. Endo was injured versus Chelsea. The 26-meter signing from Parma has suffered an ACL tear and won't play again this season. Arne Slot will be hoping that there isn't a full-blown injury crisis around the corner, and he won't be happy to lose any more of his first-team squad. Members, now a report has emerged which confirms the extent of Wataru Endo's recent injury. The Japanese captain, 32, was withdrawn from national team duties earlier this month, having been struck by injury. Now, a report in GG.com suggests that it's a hamstring injury which is sidelining the Liverpool midfielder. Endo absent from international duty. He injured himself while running after coming on as a substitute in the match against Chelsea, the report reads. It's the last thing Slot needs, who has relied on Endo to close out matches over the course of the past year or so. He has also been tipped to provide emergency cover at center back, having featured in the position extensively earlier in his career. Let's hope his withdrawal is precautionary, and he will be available once again when Manchester United visit Anfield on October 19th. Endo has become a cult hero since moving to Anfield from Stuttgart in summer 2023, winning the EFL Cup in his first season, before adding the Premier League title to his trophy cabinet last term. Liverpool give early indication of whether Ibrahima Konate will be fit to play against Man United. Liverpool are sweating over the fitness of Ibrahima Konate after the center-back returned early from international duty. Konate had been taken off after just 10 minutes of the second half during the Reds' defeat to Chelsea last weekend. Despite being deemed fit enough to join the France squad, the 26-year-old has since been forced to withdraw from national team selection. Konate flew back to Liverpool on Saturday, with Arne Slot left wondering whether the number 5 would be ready to face Manchester United in a week's time. Should Konate be unfit to play, Slot will have only two natural options to pick at center-back, making the Frenchman's recovery an important topic. And as they wait to determine just how injured he is, an early update has been issued from Liverpool on whether they think Konate will be ready. Liverpool confident of minor Ibrahima Konate injury, Konate's issue comes at a time when he is badly struggling for form. As a result, some Liverpool fans may not be too upset at the thought of him missing next Sunday's game. But according to The Athletic, Liverpool are currently hoping that the France international will not have to sit out. They claim that the Reds are confident Konate's issue is only a minor one and think he could be back to play against United. The center-back is certain to miss France's game at Iceland on Monday, but could return just 6 days later. In terms of a more general fitness overview ahead of the United clash, it is reconfirmed that Alisson Becker will not be ready to face Liverpool's biggest rivals. Meanwhile, there are seemingly no further injury concerns 1 week before the match. Konate should be rested against Man United, although this sounds like positive news on the injury front. There is arguably no need for Liverpool to rush Konate back into contention next weekend. The former RB Leipzig stopper has had plenty of fitness problems in the past, and pushing him to be ready for such a big game could only lead to another setback. Beyond that, Konate has been in really poor form leading up to the international break. There is some sense in giving him a break from the team anyway. Joe Gomez should come in against Man United to give Slot something different at the back, and hopefully allow a proper recovery time for Konate. Liverpool cannot afford another poor result next weekend. They should be doing everything possible to stop that from happening, and that may include giving Konate a week off. Thank you for watching. Like and comment. Subscribe.